that I was doing all this research and I was finding things out because I had an interest in it, and she really, like, she wasn't doing the same readings or watching the same stuff I was or visiting churches. She was just...
I thought he was off his rocker.
Yeah.
And
like,
I told him so
yeah.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Not so nicely.
Seeing her husband, who had been Protestant all of his life, and we were comfortable in our Protestant church, start to question Protestantism. And so I think that was a little scary for her. And then it was not until she came to church, I think, that things started getting a little better.
I agree. I concur.
Anything you'd like to add?
Anything I would like to add? It was rough at first because I equated him looking at something outside of the Protestant religion as, like, truly questioning his faith, like in a way that he was going to go off the deep end. And I think part of that is, you know, we really were only familiar with the Protestant Church or the Catholic Church. And we both felt that the Catholic Church was just a bit off in how they believed. And so for me, it was like, oh my gosh, you're not going to be a Christian anymore. What in the world is going on with you? And then slowly but surely, I realized in the few things that I would read or I would concede to talking to him about, I realized that we were actually, for the first time in our lives, looking at what we believe and why we believed it. Did we believe it because that was just what we had always been taught? Or did we believe it because that was the truth? And in that, like, searching is kind of when I kind of started to let up a little bit. And luckily Pauline came into town and James, like, took it. He's like, oh, this is my chance to get Sarah into church because she can go to church with a friend that she trusts. And it worked. It worked because being in that first service and seeing it, and I don't know if it's because it was around Christmas time, so it helped because the church was absolutely beautiful. But there was a richness to the service that I had never experienced before. And that kind of made it a whole lot easier to go, no, they're just singing scripture. There's nothing wrong about this.
So we've got 3 girls.
I will say that it was because of the girls that we started coming on a regular basis with James. Because originally I was going to go to the Protestant church, he was going to come to the Orthodox Church, and then one Sunday a month we would kind of go together. And my girls were like, no, this doesn't feel right. We should all be in church together. And so I knew James wasn't going to come back to the Protestant church. And so we kind of went, okay, then we're all going to go to church with Papa.